I am honored to speak on this panel. We have gathered here to thank and pay our respect to Professor Irfan Habib Saab, to felicitate him. I am wondering how to describe him, whether to say the great historian, the ultimate teacher, the man who sticks to his principles no matter what, the tireless crusader against injustice, against communalism, against anti-nationalism, or simply the person who steered so many of us in the right direction, our beloved mentor, our Ustad. I remember the first time that I met him, he was at Kennedy Hall on his way out, accompanied by a host of people. I was also in the vicinity, and as soon as I came to know that this was Professor Irfan Habib, I hadn't seen him before. I went up to him with the plea that I have completed my MA previous as a private student. I would like to become a regular student. He asked me to come to his chamber the next day, and then he gave me a recommendation letter, and to cut the story short, I became a regular student. He did not know me, nor did I go with any reference, but this was it, trying to help where he thinks that someone is very sincere about it. You know, so many things are coming to my mind, I don't know what to say. Now, Nadeem has asked me to finish it in 3 minutes, so I'll be at a tangent, I don't know what. I'll skip from one thing to the other, and jumping from one to the other, no coherence. Anyway, now the Indian History Congress was a very important, event, or very important point in the history in our student days. And every year in December, we used to go, it was held at different places. Irfan Saab, though professors were entitled to go by plane or first AC, Irfan Saab, together with Professor Shireen Moosvi, Professor Alam Khan, and Professor Athar Ali, would always go by the sleeper class. They were entitled to go by plane or first AC and all that. But they made it a point to go by the sleeper class. And in those days, at times, I remember when we were going to Kashmir, the compartments were not even interconnected. But he went so that we all could go together, and the youngsters, the young research scholars, or the young teachers, they naturally would not be able to afford AC. So we would all travel together, eating at the local dhabas. And not only did we travel like this, he also, when we went to the venue, he did not go to any swanky hotel or guest house as all the other professors of the other universities did. He stayed in accommodation where everyone could be accommodated together. So these things always made a very good, a very lasting impression on my mind. And as for his classes, they were marked by a rare clarity of thought and an insistence on precision. Every argument needed evidence. You had to go right back to the source. Even if you wrote papers, we had to keep our cards ready. Where did you find this? Oh, sir, this is the card, it is here. And his every claim demanded a critical scrutiny. His punctuality, his meticulous preparation, his attention to the minutest details taught his students that discipline was an expression of intellectual integrity. Now, another thing, I want to say, like, for the Indian History Congress, it just brings to my mind, when we had Bengal at the Indian History Congress held at Calcutta or one of these places in Bengal, serpentine queues used to form just to take the autographs of Professor Irfan Habib. यहाँ तो घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर, वहाँ तो बाकायदा the serpentine queues as the thing. And 1 minute, not 3 minutes. The lectures. Okay, then another. I want to tell about. We were doing our MA, and once there were only two of us, Najaf and I, in his economic history of Mughal India. And once there was a program in the Kennedy Hall, and I was told that, assured that no, Irfan Saab will also be there, so you don't have to attend the class. He will not be taking a class. I did not attend it. But to my dismay, he was livid the next day, and he was supposed to have taken a very important topic, potentialities of capitalistic development, of which I knew nothing about. But he said, since it was supposed to be taken yesterday, you all were not there, it should be taken as taught. Done. I could never understand it. It came in the test, it came in the exam, but I only understood it later on when I attended his class as a research scholar. I attended so many of his classes. I loved his classes. I took, as a research scholar, I attended the Delhi Sultanate classes, colonialism, capitalism, and historiography, everything. I would make it a point whenever I was free to attend his classes. Finish? I'm so much to see, but